他相信在线交友行业已经进入一个全新时代。
I think the online dating industry is doomed. It's not just about mobile, it's about social.
他在创业初期孤军奋战，
Really hard. Most of it was just me at the time.
梦想曾是他唯一的创业伙伴。
Get involved and do things that wake you up out of bed in the morning.
他就是移动在线交友平台 Hinge 的创始人 Justin McLeod。
创业美国，我是一佳，带你了解美国前沿创业者成功背后的故事。在我们节目开始之前呢，先问大家一个非常简单的问题，那就是打开你的微信的联系人的名单，上面能不能找到你从来没有见过面的朋友？反正啊，我的微信朋友圈上确实有不少的小伙伴，我是从来没有谋过面。确实啊，随着我们智能手机在生活当中不断的普及，以及呢社交媒体啊几次的革新，我们现在认识朋友的方式已经和过去呢非常的不一样，不再需要有朋友亲戚的介绍，或者呢是在学习、工作或者活动的场合呢，就可以通过手机上的一个点击呢，就认识到新的小伙伴。而今天我们的节目就想通过一家公司 Hinge 来带你了解一下我们交友习惯变化之后呢，整个呢交友行业有一些什么样的新的趋势。他们呢现在还是一个手机的交友软件，他们希望能够呢把我们生活当中认识人的方式，也就是通过朋友间的认识人的这个方式呢，完美复制到手机上，带来呢手机上交友体验的新革命。
I really hope we grow to become the place that people go in order to meet new people.
Justin McLeod， 哈佛大学高材生，2011年创办 Hinge。那时 Hinge 还只是 Facebook 网站上的一个植入应用，推出之后反响平平，也没有投资人感兴趣，奋战2年毫无起色。2013年 Justin 看准了社交移动化趋势，顺应投资人对于社交发现概念的浓厚兴趣，果断将网页版的应用移植到了手机上，投放了 Hinge 的 App。Hinge 由此迎来高速发展时期。
It really feels like we live in a different world than we did 2 or 3 years ago. People are much more comfortable meeting new people through platforms like Hinge, and as a result, you just have a lot more interactions than you used to.
之后的1年半时间里 ，Hinge 覆盖了全美20多个都会城市，在线配对总数达到800多万，目前共融资2060万美金。从网页到移动端的转变，让 Hinge 获得重生。业内专家也普遍认同移动化趋势对新一轮创业热潮的巨大推动作用。
How can mobile change the online dating service?
I think that mobile still has a way to go. I don't think we're quite there yet. I think that right now it's a little bit superficial, and part of that is because you're on a very small screen.
I think the major trend we see is just the growth of chat. Chat is such an important piece of mobile because it's so good at getting users to come back. It's just excellent at re-engaging a user.
首先呢，让我们来感受一下 Hinge 在使用上到底有一些什么样不一样的体验。首先，你登录的时候，你就会发现啊，它提的一些问题呢，跟传统的一些交友网站完全不同。我们之前的节目也是提到过啊，像什么 Match.com、eHarmony 呢，会向你提出啊上百个各种各样的问题，关于你喜欢什么样的东西，对于不同的事物有什么样的看法。而在 Hinge 上面呢，它不会提出呢这些各种各样的问题，而只是需要你的一个信息，那就是你的 Facebook 账户。因为他们认为呢，通过你的 Facebook 账户呢，就可以完全的了解你是一个什么样子的人，而且帮你找到呢最为合适的伴侣。
We help you grow your social network, like we can indirectly help you find the recommendations, and it was really about just kind of rebuilding the whole dating and meeting new people experience based on 2013, 2014 technologies and not on 1997 technologies.
当你成为 Hinge 的用户以后呢，每天你会收到5到20个推荐给你的潜在男女朋友的候选人。这些候选人呢，你会看见呢一张呢他们在 Facebook 上面有的照片。通过这张照片呢，如果你觉得喜欢的话，可以向右滑；如果你不喜欢的话，就会向左滑。如果你们双方呢都对对方呢比较的心仪呢，那就是配对成功了。但是这就引起了一个问题：通过一张照片真的就可以判断他是不是你的意中人吗？难道呢一见钟情真的在网上就可以实现吗？就这个问题呢，我们也在微信上呢做了一个调研，看看颜值对于交往男女朋友的时候到底有多重要。同时呢，我们也走到了纽约的街头，问问美国的年轻人们的心目当中颜值到底有多重要。
I would say moderately important.
Pretty important. Moderately important.
It's not as important as personality. You need to be able to click with the person.
It's important for like first attracting, but it's not the most important thing.
I think it's the first thing that attracts you, but without like an emotional attraction, it doesn't really go anywhere.
其实呢 ，Hinge 呢对你社交网络信息的使用也不简单的，只是通过你的朋友圈去寻找呢潜在的新朋友，更是呢通过你在这一些呢社交平台当中的数据对你进行分析，可以更精准的为你呢寻找呢潜在的男女朋友对象。
在线交友行业中，看好新技术的不光有新兴公司，连拥有庞大用户群的传统婚恋平台，如 Match.com、OkCupid 等，也纷纷推出配套的手机软件。这些拥有强大群众基础的传统公司，是否因为顺应了移动潮流而更加所向披靡呢？
How do you see the competition with traditional online service?
Yeah, so a lot of them have tried to sort of add mobile components to their website, but I still think that they're largely missing the ball, that it's not just about mobile. It's about social. It's about like using big data to get really smart about recommendations.
在线交友平台之间围绕算法的竞争由来已久。除了在注册时抓取社交网络信息 ，Hinge 还会在用户使用过程中不断分析用户的偏好和习惯，从而计算出更加个性化的推荐结果。为此 ，Hinge 邀请了曾为美国中央情报局工作的大数据分析师 John Client 担任 Hinge 的数据媒人。他和他的团队致力于改进 Hinge 的算法，从而提高交友配对的成功率。
We look at things like your religion or your age or your height, and then we blend in which friends you have with in common with people who you've liked. Every time you swipe left or right on someone, we record that and we look at the characteristics of those people and we try to find patterns among the people you've liked and among the people you've disliked. And then we also try to find people similar to you and who they have liked, and then we'll blend those together to show you people you're likely to like in the future based on similar people to you and also who you've seen in the past.
I guess all the online services, they have their own algorithm. Do you think now they are competing algorithm?
Well, I think that every dating site has to have an algorithm, because if you're successful, you're going to have a lot of members. And in order for a user to get through all those members, they need to be matched with good people along the way. They don't have the time. So it is important to make sure that the right people are being seen up front. Something that the industry is trending more towards lately is algorithms that are actually learning based on your behaviors. They're saying, oh, well, you said you didn't like a guy with brown hair, but you just clicked on 5, so I'm going to give you more of those.
采访时 ，Hinge 覆盖的城市还仅有12个，很快这一范围就扩大到了20个城市。这个数字与美国同类交友平台相比并不出众，却折射出了 Hinge 不同于其他平台的发展思路。同时 ，Justin 深知，创业公司起步阶段的关键就是不断的扩张，占领市场份额比挣钱更重要。
Now it's only operating in 12 cities. So tell us why you picked these 12 cities and how you want to expand your service into more cities.
It really started with a very specific group of people in Washington, D.C., and then it sort of grew up around their friends. And then it turns out like most of their friends who lived in other cities lived in New York. So we started to see a wait list forming in New York, so we expanded to New York. And then it's really just been like that. We sort of look at where our current existing users have the most friends and what the market sizes are, and we sort of just launch in that city next. And it's just growing. It's kind of spreading city by city through the social network. And that's how we're sort of expanding in the future.
How you make money?
It's still free. We don't make any money right now, but in the future, ways you would expect: advertising, subscriptions, things like that, and really get to a point where it's just about scaling the company up really, really big.
瞄准都会城市精英群体的 Hinge， 通过抓取地理位置信息，将配对对象限定在同城范围内，力求在细分的市场中为目标受众提供精准、个性化的交友服务。秉承这一理念的服务商，已经把美国用户切分成为众多小众市场。行业大牛美国互联网集团 IAC 就拥有一系列针对小众市场的品牌， 如 People Media 旗下拥有的网站，根据用户的种族、信仰、年龄、身材、职业等进行细分，提供相应服务。行业专家认为，细分市场是行业发展的必然趋势。
I think niche sites are going to be trending really high in the future. We're already starting to see that happen now. And the reason is that on these big sites, it's sometimes easy to get lost. There's thousands of people in your city or in your town on the site, and so it's just really easy to kind of get lost in the shuffle, where if you're on a smaller site, there's a more specific group of people. They actually even have statistics around engagement, and they find that when you're on niche sites, there is a bigger return that you'll get on messages that you send. There's more people that will respond to your message.
可能通过刚才节目对于 Hinge 这个手机交友软件的介绍，大家也能看得出来，现在交友服务行业的3大趋势，一个就是移动化，越来越多的服务开始转战移动平台，希望增加呢客户的粘度；另外就是更加充分的利用你的社交网络的信息以及你的朋友圈，帮你找朋友。第3个趋势就是更小众化的市场，更加精准的定位你到底是谁，帮你找到呢你潜在的朋友人选。而 Justin 这个人呢，应该说也是一个天生的创业者。那他当时呢是推掉了非常不错的工作机会，拿着从朋友和家人那里融到的10万美元的种子基金，应该说是一个不大的数额，就开始了长时间的创业的斗争。而且很长一段时间呢，他一直是孤军奋战。
How was the first year experience?
Really hard.
Yeah. How hard it is.
Yeah, it's. You know, most of it was just me at the time. You don't know whether you're going in the right direction. You have to have like a almost irrational and naive belief that you can like really make something.
So at the very beginning, did you have the time like you are asking everyone you know?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I mean, I had high school friends and college friends pitching in, and my parents, and yeah.
When they said no to you, how did you react to it? How did you adjust yourself?
You just have to be used to hearing no.
2011年从哈佛毕业后 ，Justin 不顾家人的反对，放弃了麦肯锡的工作，走上创业的道路。在他看来，想要在瞬息万变的创业环境中生存，如何平衡坚守与变通是门学问。
What's the key to be a successful entrepreneur?
I think it's the main thing is knowing when to sort of change your mind and when to stay the course, right? Because a lot of times if I'd listened to people in the very beginning and told me like online dating is silly and I changed the course then, I wouldn't be here, right? But on the other hand, like if I'd kept my original idea about how to attack the online dating market, like that was wrong too. Like that original product that I ended up, shutting down and restarting at the beginning of 2013.
What do you think about the online dating industry's growth in the future? Do you think it still has a lot of potential to grow, or you think that the market is pretty much centralized?
Well, I think the online dating industry is doomed. I think that the market for social discovery and the market for just like meeting new people, not necessarily for the express purpose of like we're going to go get married, if we're compatible, but more like just making it easier for especially like younger people to meet new people. I think that market is hugely untapped and something that we hope to fill. I think that that's probably one of the hardest parts, and it's always evolving, and it's almost an art more than a science.
我们其实也观察到，在中国的创业企业当中，也开始有一些呢新兴的交友软件，也尝试使用移动，也尝试使用呢社交网络的信息呢，帮大家呢寻找新的朋友。不过目前呢，似乎还没有成为主流。就这个问题，我们也采访了一些呢行业当中的专家和投资人，他们是认为呢，现在中国还没有出现像 Facebook 这样的社交网络，可以呢完整的并且全面的掌握呢很多用户的信息，所以在信息方面呢是出现了一些程度的瓶颈，但是我们相信这方面的尝试不会停止。感谢各位的收看，我是宜家，下期创业美国为你带来更多美国前沿创业者成功背后的故事。
癌症可怕，癌症治疗更是痛苦。这家公司用科技突破创造生命奇迹，敬请收看下期创业美国。
在去采访 Hinge 的时候呢，也见到了他们专门从 CIA 的 contract 里挖角的John，现在成为他们的首席配对师。他是专门用数据呢去把人们进行配对。那跟他进行采访的时候，就是特别感觉像是面对一个美国情报机构当中的 这种专业人员，因为跟他对话的时候，你会感觉他特别有警惕性，然后特别的圆滑，然后回答你的问题的时候，我们也特别的费劲，感觉就真的是斗智斗勇，才能套出一点点关于他们公司如何用数据进行配对的信息。